OK, so this section is all about XSS, which stands for cross-site scripting. So quick reminder from last time, cookies let us store state across requests, and the cookie policy decides when cookies get set and when cookies get sent. And session authentication is a way to use cookies to help you get logged in, and CSRF is an attack where users get tricked into making HTTP requests, and because the browser automatically attaches cookies, it looks like the request came from the user, and we talked about various defenses. So this section is all about an attack called cross-site scripting, and we'll talk about different types of the attack and various defenses. And at the very end, we have a somewhat unrelated topic. It's a bit lighter, it's not as involved, but we'll talk about clickjacking and phishing, which are two attacks that happen on the web. So that's kind of the outline. There's one somewhat involved attack, followed by a lighter dessert at the end. OK, cross-site scripting. This was number 1. Last time we checked the top 25 most dangerous software weaknesses. It's basically always here in the top 10 or so, but here it was number 1. So you finally get to see the number 1 most dangerous weakness as of 2020. It was cross-site scripting. So as a reminder, this is important because we're going to subvert it. The same origin policy says that 2 different websites should not be able to talk to each other or access each other's resources in any way. So for example, if you have 2 windows open, one has evil.com and the other one has bank.com, it should not be the case that they are able to access each other's resources or secret values or modify each other's websites in any way. So that's what the same origin policy says. Now, another reminder is that JavaScript is used to run code in the web browser. Cannot stress this enough. The server sends you a bunch of code, and it's your browser's job to run it. The server is not going to run it for you. You have to run it. JavaScript is very powerful, and we're not going to talk about all the things it can do, but just remember that it can change the appearance or the behavior of your website. And they can be directly embedded inside the HTML. So if you put script tags, you can write JavaScript, and that code will get executed as part of rendering that web page. Now, one more reminder is that JavaScript can do a lot of things. One common thing it can do is show you a pop-up. So because we are not a JavaScript class, we will just use pop-ups as an example of malicious code. So we will say that if there's a pop-up, that counts as doing something malicious. Now, when you go and do actual XSS attacks, or if you study these attacks further, you're welcome to change this to do something more malicious. Maybe you want to steal passwords. Maybe you want to show the user something malicious. But for us, because we're not trying to do all that, we'll just use alert as our hello world just to show that JavaScript is running. And you're welcome to replace this with any malicious JavaScript that achieves your attacker goals. So when we load this page, the JavaScript runs, and you get this annoying pop-up. So with all that review out of the way, next time we can talk about how the XSS attack works.